Hmm.
Some sort of snack.
Let's see. I'll wait for more people to get in here. I guess at the right time. I hope I did. So far, is there anyone in here? I don't know if it's working right. We'll give it a couple minutes.
No, it's June 30 Eastern time.
Can you click on it?
An ad?
I don't know why there's an ad. Can you skip it? Alright, I think we got some people in here now. Not exactly sure. Minute and a half in. We'll see. I think people will be coming in soon. Alright, for all those who are there, thank you. Dadbots isn't here. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining tonight's live stream. It is currently at the 8:30 time. We're going to go over the C8 Z06 news that we learned this week. If you guys are there, go ahead and comment. Let me know you're there. Let me know you guys can see me. Hopefully you can. Yeah, hopefully everything's working right. So we're gonna go over a few things in this live stream. One of them being obviously the latest news about the ZO6 production. So it's not 100% confirmed as a ZO6, but 2023 Corvette production. What's going on? 2023 Corvette production is going to start May 9th. We do believe it's going to start May 9th because 2022 production stops May 8th. Now, what does that mean for all of us? So all of us that are on a waiting list and everything right now, we're wondering, how many allocations our dealerships are going to get, stuff like that. They should know by March 31st what their allocation should be for at least their first set. So March 31st, around that time frame, they'll be notified of their allocations they're going to receive for 2023. I'm assuming that's probably going to be the Z06 in there. We don't know for sure, but we're hoping that's the case. And if that is the case, then May 9th is the start of production. Now, why is that a big deal? One, they are moving their production up like 6 months. They're giving themselves another 6 months to produce cars, which means you're going to see the production numbers go really high. Now, this could be good or bad, because you could say they're giving themselves more time so they can build more cars, or they're giving themselves more time because it takes more time to build the cars. So like with the Z06, yeah, it's an awesome car, and now they have another 6 months on production, but like we all know, the motors are going to be hand built. Well, does that mean they're giving themselves 6 months because they're projecting it's going to take longer to hand build all the motors? We don't know. So hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully they're saying we're going to really crank this out, and that's why we're starting production early. That's the hope. But obviously we're not going to know. But GM has said that they expect, so normal Z06 is about 10% of normal production. So like for the C7, we'll just say for C7 Stingray, 10% of the C7 Stingray production ended up being the Z06. So for just ballpark numbers, let's just say 30,000 Stingrays are made. That means they're going to make 3,000 Z06s. They're trying to change that and up it to 30%. So that means for every 30,000 Stingrays, is 9,000 Z06 made, which that is awesome because there's going to be more than 30,000 Stingrays made. So hopefully that means that we can get some serious cars, and that means dealerships get more allocations. Basically 3 times the allocations is what they're saying. If that is the case, there is a possibility I could get a first-year car. If Ciocca all of a sudden goes from getting 500 at max Z06 allocations, if you times that by 3, that's 1,500. I'm 1517, but I know a lot of people jumped off the list. Yeah, it's a long shot. I'm hoping, but I don't know. It's probably not going to happen. Now, speaking of Ciocca, if you guys aren't up to date on it, I did 2 videos on this so far. One of us placing our deposits and 2 of us getting our numbers. Yes, I am 1,517. Ciocca's asking for $3,000 more deposit, so it makes the deposit $5,000 total. The reason they're asking for it, I understand kind of, but I don't agree with at the same time. So they're asking for the $3,000. They're stating it's to make sure that everyone is serious about buying the car. I understand that. I got it. That's cool. But when you tell everyone it's gonna be a $2,000 deposit, then all of a sudden it goes to a $5,000, it's like, hang on, like, you're not planning, you're not ready for that. You know what I mean? So that's just kind of weird to me, and it's kind of weird how they're not upfront about it to begin with. But everyone says that their reputation for selling at MSRP is the reason that they're the #1 Corvette dealership in the world. So I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to leave my deposit in there, give them the other $3,000, and we're going to roll with it. Now, granted, if you guys haven't seen the last video, we did have to remove my wife's deposit. And that is because they came out with another rule when they came out with the $3,000 rule, that you could only get 1 per household. When we were there, that was never mentioned. I told the salesman there that we were planning on buying his and hers Corvettes. They were like, oh, that's awesome. Congratulations. We just need 2 separate deposits. Cool. No big deal. So gave them the money. They were happy to take our money. And then just to find that out. So that kind of sucked, you know, a week later. But it is what it is. So the wife is waiting on her deposit to come back through, or the refund to come back, and then, yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do about that. But that kind of brings me to another point. I know a lot of people in here are probably Rick Conti fans, judging from all my analytics. Like, I see a lot of people like his videos. So pretty cool that other people start recognizing who you are on YouTube. He did a video last night where I tried to get the whole live stream setup working, so like I could play part of the clip and everything like that. My computer just wasn't having it, so I kind of have to describe it to you. If you go watch his video, you will see where he mentions myself and the wife, and he talks about that video where we spent, you know, the time there, waiting out in the cold for the Z06 to put our deposits down, all this stuff. Explained how, like, in the comments section, it got wild, like people saying, like, well, I'm this number, but this is my timestamp, you're this number, this is your timestamp, it doesn't add up, which we all know to be true. You guys can go through the comments on the videos, don't hide anything. You can see everything on there. But then he made this comment that I didn't necessarily agree with, so I texted him about it. He made the comment that it was very apparent, and the way he said it just kind of made it worse, because he had like, kind of like a smartness about it when he said it, like an attitude, saying that it's very obvious that we were buying one to flip it, and that one wasn't for the wife. And I guess I could see with this market right now, I could see maybe why he would say that, but I mean, I don't know. I think that was kind of over the top. It kind of made me feel like, why is my wife not allowed to have a Z06? You know what I mean? Like, what? Like, if she wants the car, she's no different than me, than anybody else. She has the money. She can buy the car. I don't care who you are. If you have the money, you can buy the car. Go for it. So I didn't really like that comment too much, but I didn't really make a big deal about it and blast it all over social media, because I text him, and hopefully he can get back to me and we can resolve this. But I just thought that was kind of like a little low blow, and I had a bunch of people message me it today, and They were like, dude, what are you going to do? Blah, blah. And people were telling me to be rather rude about it, which, yeah, I just don't want to do. I don't want to go down that path. So, yeah, if you guys saw the video, you know what I'm talking about. If not, go check out his latest video. And, yeah, I'm giving him views because I'm mad at him, I guess. I don't know. But, yeah, go check it out. See what he said. I didn't really agree with it, but, you know, everyone has their own opinion on here. Another big thing with the Z06. Someone has posted on the forums about this dealership, which I had made a video kind of covering this dealership before. It is located in, I believe, White Marsh, Maryland, which is about an hour from me. They tried selling me a couple C8s, actually. They were marking up C8 Stingrays at 75 grand over sticker at one point. Most of the time, 50 grand over sticker. I think when the prices, they kind of, obviously everyone knows they shot straight up, they kind of came down, kind of went back up a little bit, went back down. Now they're kind of like right here. The lowest they ever went was like 35 over MSRP at one point, which was rather crazy. Like they were selling 1LTs over 100. So it kind of blew my mind. But they've definitely outdone themselves with this one. They sent an email out saying that if you would like to get on their list, they are going to be selling the ZO6 200 grand over MSRP. Just think about that for a second. 200 grand over MSRP. You are now taking a $100,000 car, which we expect to be $100,000. GM hasn't officially came out yet, but if you saw Jay Leno's video where he had a Corvette representative there with him, he made the comment that it was going to be under 100 grand, and that guy did not chime in one bit and say, no, you're wrong, yes, whatever. Just let him roll with it. So we'll just say 100 grand is like a decent option one, right? We'll just ballpark. So that means they're going to be selling a C8 Z06 for $300,000 or more. $300,000. That is insane. I don't know anyone that would pay that much money for that car. Granted, is it going to be an awesome car? Yes, it is. But unless you have VIN number 0001 and you have every option in the book and they make it a one-of-one color just for you and it's signed by all the engineers and everyone that worked at GM and all this stuff, there's no way that car is going to be worth $300,000 in 2 years. Like, you understand? Like, I understand markups are a thing, and I get it. It's all about production and people wanting the car right now. But at the end of the day, losing 30 grand because you paid over is one thing. When it is now you're going to lose 200 grand because you want a car early. Wow. And that's not like one car. Like, they're planning on selling multiple cars. Like, they actually get a lot of allocations for cars. They have a lot of them come in their dealership because I see it all the time. Get their messages because I signed up for the Are You Interested in the C8 thing on their website. I said yes the first time, so I get a message every time they get a Corvette in. They're like, hey, you should definitely sell. Oh, we reduced the price on this one. It went from 40 grand over to 35 grand over. You should definitely buy it. No, I obviously haven't bought one yet. Because I'm not paying over like that. Am I waiting 2 years now to get mine? Yep. And that sucks. But it is what it is. I cannot believe someone's asking 200 grand over MSRP. Now, that is what's the scary part about it is someone is going to pay that. Someone probably will. And as soon as someone pays anything like that over, everyone's going to be like, well, my car's worth that much over. And everyone's going to be listing their car, maybe not 200 grand over, they're going to be like, oh, 100 grand over. 100 grand over all of a sudden sounds like nothing when someone's doing 200 grand. So people are going to be like, oh, well, whatever. You know, I'm getting half off what this dealership offers, you know? So let me just do that. And next thing you know, these cars are unattainable. Because unless you have a ton of money, you are not going to be spending that much money knowing your return is going to lose you 60% at minimum. There's absolutely no way anyone would do that. I don't think. If you're smart with your money, you would not make that decision. But who knows? Huh?
Someone made a comment.
Oh, I can't see any comments. I don't know why it's not. Okay, I doubt it's 100K. I can't build a Stingray the way I want it for less than 94, and that's a 2LT. Well, so if you're at 94 grand with the 2LT, you're probably a 2LT Z51 mag ride, 2LT Z51 mag ride, and I would say probably front lift and high wing. That sound about right? Am I about right on your build sheet there? And probably the upgraded wheels, probably got Trident wheels on there. Because I'll tell you right now, my 2LT Z51 car that I originally built, and that's my order, is 78 grand, and it's Rapid Blue 2LT Z51. So, I mean, you're almost 20 grand over me. So you did 20 grand more options other than the 2LT and C51. So you definitely spec that car out nice, which is awesome. But I mean, unless you're going front lift, HTC, high wing, black wheels. Okay, so HTC, yeah, they had like another 7 grand just for HTC, I believe. I think it's like 7 or 9. So yeah, now that makes more sense. Mine's a coupe version. So, but yeah, so like if the base ZO6, the 1LZ or whatever it's going to be called, is going to come out around 85, 90 grand, you could say a 2LT with no, or 2LZ with nothing crazy is going to be, and no ZO7 is probably going to be around 100. That's what I would go with. But yeah, I just, I don't know. I cannot fathom paying 300 grand for this car. I think people that pay 300 grand for basically any car, I'm like, why? I mean, there is a couple cars I would pay that much money for, but they're like a Lamborghini Aventador. Like, that's a dream car. Like, I love that car. I would pay that much for it, but at that point, for me to be able to afford that car, I would have to be making like over $1 million a year for me to justify spending that kind of money on that car, which I don't. Let me see. Number 4 at a dealer in Texas, kind of small, but still hope to be a year 1. Hey, hopefully you are. I mean, if they're increasing their production, who knows? That's what I find really weird. And I also saw someone else post that they would end up, or that GM would end up giving at least every dealership one Z06. I don't know how true that is, because that's a lot. Like, there's a lot of Chevy dealerships. So the fact that they're planning on giving everyone at least one, I find it kind of hard to believe, because the dealership, like in my town, like I said last live stream, people have been waiting on the first C8 Stingray now for 3 years. Well, now it's been 3 years since that car came out. The number 1 person on that list has been on there since January of 2019, before the car was even released. Put his name on that list, and they haven't even seen their first C8. So I don't know. I don't know if every dealership is going to get one Z06. I told that dealership in town, I was like, hey, you have anybody on the list? They said no. I said, cool, put me on that list, because if you do get one, I want it. And they said, okay. So I am on that list, but I don't really think they're going to be getting one. But hey, it's worth a shot. I got another comment on here. Let me see what it said. Would you sell yours for 200K over asking? That's a tough question. I would not sell it for 200 grand over asking immediately. No way. And honestly, it would depend on how much I love the car. I think that the Z06 is going to be an insane car, and I think it's going to be on par with $300,000 cars. And the reason I probably wouldn't is because I could have the performance of a $300,000 car at $100,000 and I can still daily drive it. Like, a lot of people think I'm crazy, but with the C8 Stingray when it comes in, and all the way up until the Z06 comes in, which who knows how long it's going to be for me now, that's going to be my daily driver. Like, I drive my cars everywhere. So the Z06 will be a daily driver for me. So I don't see a car that has the same style, attention, gets the same views on YouTube. Like, at the end of the day, YouTube's a business. So if that car is making me money by me being able to make awesome content for everyone and I get to have fun, like, I don't know if I would really want to sell that car. Now, granted, like, if something came up, like an emergency and I needed money, that'd be pretty nice to have and be like, oh, well, I could just make 200 grand like that. Do I want to do that? No. I don't really think I would. But who knows? I mean, if life happens, something comes up, I'm pretty sure anyone would, if you needed the money, that'd be a good investment to have. But I cannot justify doing all that after going through all this work to get one, to just sell it at the drop of a hat like that. I don't know. I really don't think. I don't think they're gonna sell for 200K. Maybe like one or two, like very early, but like where I am on the list, if where if they get 500 cars, I'm a year 3 car. If they get 1,500, I might be a year 1, possibly one of the first year 2s. Like, I don't see people spending 300K on that. I don't know. I just don't see it. But anybody else have any other questions in here? You guys can post them up. I'm gonna start answering all of them. Now, I mean, 200 grand is a lot of money, but I don't think I really could. I don't think I really could. Because then, like, what else would I get? Like, all I've been talking about is C8s. And, like, I have the Supra now, and I love the Supra. But, one, the Supra doesn't have, like, it's not mid-engine. It doesn't look like this. You know what I mean? Like, this looks like a supercar. It looks mean. It looks like,
America.
Yeah, and it's American. Like, all my other cars that I've had, other than, like, my trucks and stuff, have all been JDM cars. I'm waiting to have my American car, and I think it's awesome to have an American supercar. But while you guys are typing up more questions in there, we're going to go to my C8, because I know I referenced it a couple times. So my C8, still waiting on it to come in. I called the dealership yesterday. They told me that their allocations got crunched down a little bit, because of the factory being shut down, which who didn't see that one coming? It makes sense. They're not making as many Corvettes. They're probably going to give out as many allocations. So I think my allocation got pushed back till December, they said. So that means if you do December, like 8th, if it takes 6 weeks to build the car, I'm probably looking at February time frame for the car, which is fine. It is what it is. It actually might get me, like, so I get the car and don't have to drive it that much in the winter. February is normally a little bit rougher in PA, but hopefully it's better than having to drive it from December to February, Because I am going to, like I said, it's my daily. Like, I'm going to daily drive it, snow, everything. All-terrain vehicle, C8 Corvette. Might even put a lift kit on it in 35s. Any clue when the ZR1 is coming out? Try putting my name at a big dealer and they aren't taking deposits for it. So big dealers will not take a deposit for it. There's no way they will. And there's one reason why I don't think they will. Just call it this paper. It was pretty snazzy. Because the Z06 we knew was going to eventually come out, right? You knew they were going to go from Stingray to a Z06. The ZR1, there's so much talk about, is it going to be a ZR1? Is it going to be a Zora? Is it going to be the E-Ray? You don't know what's next, right? So, based off GM's past, they do Stingray, or the base model, Z06, Grand Sport, and then, alternate those two, and then the ZR1. So that's at least another, not including the Z06, at least one other model. But there's been talk of now we have the Z06, so they want to have the E-Ray, which is the electric, hybrid, whatever version of the Corvette, which take that how you want. I don't know if I really want one. It's probably going to be crazy fast, but there it is. But then you also are going to have the Zora, which they're talking is like the happy in between. Like, I'm not sure. I think the E-Ray and Zora get kind of, I don't know. I'm seeing like conflicting things on there. Like, basically, they're going to be the same thing. They just don't know if they're going to call it the E-Ray or the Zora. Not sure. The Grand Sport, they're probably going to make. They'll probably do the Z06 body on a Stingray, basically. Or that might be what the E-Ray ends up being, where it might be a Z06 body with Z06 arrow and everything like that, and then they'll just put it on a Stingray motor, and then maybe do like front drive with electric, and that might be the E-Ray car. So it might take the Grand Sport out of it. Who knows? But that's what we've been seeing now. But I think the reason they're not taking the deposits for a ZR1 because they don't know which one's next, right? They don't want to sit there and have to keep track of your money, or have a list that's going to be 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road. Like, you don't know. I don't think it's going to take that long, but if they just keep cranking out, so if they do Z06, some reason they do a Grand Sport, an E-Ray, a Zora, and a ZR1, I mean, you're 3 years in between basically every car, 2, maybe 3 years. So that's like 9 years right there. So I don't know. I don't think it's going to take them that long. But then again, what are they going to do for the C9 Corvette? Like, they just blew the world out of the water with this. So why would they really change it up? I understand you got to keep going and keep making it better. But I don't know. I don't know how they would do that. Let's see. Should be able to put a deposit on whatever's next. I agree. You really should be able to put a deposit on whatever's next, but I think the problem is they don't know what is next. So maybe you call a dealer and be like, hey, I want the next, whatever C8 it is, I want to be on that list. And they could be like, okay. But at that point, you're taking a gamble. Is it going to be a ZR1? Is it going to be a Grand Sport? Is it going to be an E-Ray? Is it going to be a Zora? Granted, you'll be on the list no matter what. But, like, for example, if I'm putting my name on a list saying, hey, I want it for the next car, and I'm expecting it to be a ZR1, and it's like the hybrid version, I'm going to be like, me personally, I don't really want the hybrid version that much. I kind of want the American muscle, like, global warming. I want that, Like, I don't want electric vehicles. You know what I mean? She just thinks it's funny, but whatever. I don't want electric vehicles. Not right now. If I want one, I get a Tesla because they're stupid fast. And they're 4-door and they're awesome. But yeah. Let's see what else we got here. What? Still no email from Ciocca for me. I was confirmed wire transfer at 12:12.
Still no email?
Yeah. See, I don't know how they're doing this. I don't know if, like, I've been really trying to figure this out. I've probably had 1,000 or so messages to me about what is going on with Ciocca. I do not work there. I want to make this very clear. I do not work there. I am no way, shape, or form in relation with Ciocca other than I have my deposit there. But everyone's kind of turned to me as the person where they're like, hey, we need to talk to. So what I think happened is I think they processed all the, like, they're processing all the deposits, right? They probably saw, okay, well, we got 300 in the first 2 minutes. All right, and then we have 1,000 here. Well, then at 12:20 we're at 1,500, so let's start there. So like they were probably kind of looking at like batches. Like, okay, well, this batch, they're so close because all the money hit the exact same time. We're going to have to really figure this out versus, oh, there's gaps. So what I think they did is they saw all the timestamps, saw the gaps, and they started picking the gaps. And wherever the gap was, the least amount of people, they were probably like, okay, let me send the email out here, let me send the email out here, let me send the email out here. Now, I don't understand why they would do it like that. If, in my opinion, I would have like been like, all right, hold up, they already had a week to do all this, so that's beside the point. But if I was them, I would have been like, all right, let's go from the beginning to the end. Makes sense. But at the same time, there's people that after I found out on the first day that I was 1,500, they thought they were doing from the beginning to the end, and they were like, oh, they called me up, and they were like, oh yeah, I already pulled out my deposit, and I was like, did you even get an email yet? And they were like, no. I was like, okay, well, what time was your wire transfer? Like 12:08. I'm like, you're 12 minutes before me. You're probably gonna get a better number than me. Well, nope, you already got yours, and you're that far back. I think I'm done. Granted, to me, it moved me up the list, but I don't want people to get jump ship. You know what I mean? I like, if you're gonna jump ship, do it after you find out your number. Like, I don't want to get my car faster because other people aren't getting their cars. You know what I mean? Like, if perfect world, Ciocca would get 2,000 Z06s first year, and we'd all be happy, right? It's not gonna happen. But I don't want to move up the list based on people panic getting out. But I mean, if you do, you're gonna move me up the list. See what I'm saying? But yeah, my advice on that would be wait it out. I mean, you're planning on waiting over a year for this car anyway. If you do not hear before the 22nd when they want your extra $3,000 down, I would not. I would not put the $3,000 down, because that's at that point that's a little ridiculous to me. If you're waiting, what is today? Today is the 12th. So they have 10 days from now. Yeah. If they can't get you an email within, 10 days, 11 days, or 9 days.
Math.
Yeah, math. I wouldn't give them the other $3,000. Just because, I mean, who knows? You could give them the other $3,000, and next thing you know, they're like, oh yeah, you're 5,002. Well, now you gotta wait for them to process your money in, and then refund it. And they said they wanted an address to mail the check to. So like, they're not even like sending back wire transfers. They're literally just writing checks and sending them out. So like the wife's first day, we found out that you couldn't have two in the same household. So that was on Monday of this week. She requested her money back. We still don't have a check. So I don't know when that check's coming in. Maybe it'll be next week. Maybe it'll be 3 months from now. They never said how fast they were going to send you their refunds. They just said you're going to get them. Who knows when they're actually going to be here. But yeah, I mean, it's just that whole situation is really bad. And I'm not going to talk down on Ciocca. I'm not in their position. I can only imagine what it's like to get 5,000 people wanting a car and, making over $10 million in 30 minutes or whatever. Must be nice. But who knows? Like, no one really, I think they had an idea. They had an idea of how many people they were going to get, but I don't think they realized how fast it was going to happen. So hopefully they can figure it all out and they get everything on track. I mean, there's a reason they're the #1 Corvette dealership, right? They have an outstanding reputation on getting people cars at least. So, I mean, I'm rooting for them. I mean, you don't want to see them fail, especially when you have your money. Like, so, like, it would be stupid if I was sitting here like, oh yeah, I hope they never figure this out.
With a poster of them.
Yeah, like like this. Like, I mean, come on. Like, I want to be rooting for them, but I just want everything to be treated fairly. That's the biggest part. Like, if someone, is before me and whatever, I don't really care that you're before me. I mean, I want my car fast, yeah, but if it was done in all fairness, and it is what it is, like, I'm not going to be mad at the people that waited there 5 hours more than I did because they got there first to get the car. Kudos to you guys. You waited, you were there before me. You did more than I did. That's fair. You should get the car before I do. So, I don't know. I really don't know how they're doing it all. A lot of the numbers don't make sense, but it is what it is at this point. I mean, none of us can really
It's in their hands.
change it. Yeah, and it's in their hands. So someone else just commented on one of my videos saying I'm over it. I just got the notification said I'm over it. I'm pulling my deposit back right now. Literally just got that comment notification on my phone as I'm going live with you guys. So there's one more off the list. So if you were thinking about it, you just moved up a spot. Unless they were behind you, then you stayed in the same spot. That's how I keep feeling about this. People are like, oh, I'm pulling off the list. I'm like, oh, sweet, I'm moving up. But I'm like, well, what if they're behind me? And I'm sitting here, all lonely, 1,516 away.
With no C8 in the driveway.
With no mid-engine car in the driveway.
Anyway.
Nothing even hold me over. All right, anybody else got any more questions? Anything like that? So real quick, we're going to push back the rate your C8 part till next week because my computer wasn't working. So I'm going to try to get it working. If I have to, I'll go get another computer and figure it all out again. But I don't understand why it didn't work. I don't know. Just my luck. Been a crazy week, and that is what it is. Oh, what I forgot to cover. The C8 GT3R. Not sure if anybody has seen it or saw what GM said about it. They said they're actually going to sell these cars. And someone mentioned the Rick Conti video. Yep.
We talked about that earlier.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier, but I'll go over it again because I think it's funny. But anyway, the C8 GT3R, they saying they're going to sell that car to customers. So I think it's going to be kind of more like the C8R, where it's kind of like a livery package. But pretty cool. Like if they put the actual wing. She doesn't like high wings like that. I love it. I think it's awesome. So if they did like an actual like full-on C8R race car for the Z06, because that's what the Z06 is. It's the same motor and everything. If they did a full-on street legal actual C8R race car, which is what they're going to call the GT3R, that'd be pretty nice. All right, so there wasn't that many people on this live stream when I went over that. So yes, Rick Conti did mention me in his last video, and he said I was going to be a flipper, which is hilarious to me, considering, I'm not even going to be rude about it. So I'm just going to mind my P's and Q's. Yes, he said I was going to flip one of the cars. I guess that means he doesn't believe that either my wife or I don't deserve a car. I don't know what he meant by that, really. Like I said earlier, I believe that if anyone wants the car, they should go get the car. Doesn't matter if you have, 30 people living in your house. If all 30 of you wanted the C8 or the Z06 and you had the money to get one, why not get one? You have the same rights as everybody else. But that's beside the point. I texted Rick and I asked him, I was like, hey, what was all that about? Like, why are you doing that? Me personally, I think it was because he's trying to divert, the hate that's coming towards him onto something else. Because as we all know, he's one of the people that promised I will never mark up a car, yet his dealership is selling cars way over MSRP and having a bidding war for allocations. But we're not going to get into that one. That's on him, and he'll make you feel sorry for him and like his videos anyway. So whatever. That guy, he can do what he wants. He's probably not going to message me back because he knows that he shouldn't have said it. So it is what it is. But yeah, if you guys did see the video, awesome. At least you guys, that means if you saw his video and you came back here, that means you watched my video and you cared enough about us to come back and tell us. That's cool. That's cool. At least you remember me. You remember that Amish guy that wants a Z06.
Amish guy drives a Supra.
Yeah, an Amish guy drives a Supra. All right, is there any more questions in here? Because we've been going live now for 40 minutes, and I want to make sure I get everyone's question. See, another person said I saw that too. See? Man. Can I get a couple likes in here for me getting bashed by Rick Conti? A guy I don't even know? Jeez. It's a little rude. There's one like. That's fine. Oh, there's two. Okay. All right, we're getting there. We're building up. Oh, there's 3. Thank you guys. See, you're making me feel a lot better about myself. Oh, 4. Oh, nice. This is awesome. We're really getting there. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, if you guys want to go over to his video and tell him like, hey man, probably shouldn't have said that, it's up to you.
Stir the pot.
But yeah, if you want to go and stir that pot up, we'll see. If he doesn't answer me or he gives me some kind of smart answer, then I'll probably answer on social media. But I really don't want to do that. When do you think release date will be as far as month? You mean release of the Z06? Like the first production of it? Let me do some math. So May 9th, May. So I would say June. May 9th, so then you do basically 3 weeks. That's 21. Little less than 3 weeks. Yeah, I would say late June, or hear me out. Hear me out. If I was GM, and how they have this lined up right now, I think I just cracked the code. I feel like I'm in what's that movie? National Treasure. You know what I'm talking about? With whatever the actor is, and he's like Illuminati thing. Goes through the tunnels. All right, never mind. Whatever. If you do the math, this car, the first cars might be hitting lots right in time for the 4th of July. What more American is that than you getting America's true supercar, first obtainable supercar on the 4th of July? GM, I just broke your marketing right here. This Amish dude just figured it out. You're welcome. The one that you guys aren't going to let me get one. Yeah. So I think that'd be awesome. 4th of July, that's probably when they're going to come out. And that would be amazing. Like if I was able to get one of the first cars sold by GM, I wouldn't even care about the break-in period right there. If it got delivered to me on 4th of July, I would burn a whole tank of gas just doing burnouts and donuts the whole way home. Just because. I would show up in a bald eagle outfit. It would be nuts. It would be awesome.
The comments are flying.
Oh, the comments are? Okay, all right. Okay, sorry. 4th of July is my favorite holiday, so I just figured that out. If that's the truth and I don't end up getting a car on the first one, I'm gonna cry. Let's see. When do you think are you staying on Ciocca's list? Yes, I am. I'm staying on there out of pure principle, as they have my money and I want the car. And I waited in line for 7 hours, and the wife already had to remove her deposit. And I think that if I remove my deposit too, and we then had 2 trips up to Atlantic City and countless hours, 7 hours staying in line, probably over 18 hours at the dealership total. Well, probably not 18, probably like 15 from the first time we were there. Actually, it's 7 and 7, 14. Yeah, so probably like 15 hours of us being at that dealership just for us both to not get a car and be a waste of money. I think the wife might actually murder me. So I'm going to leave my deposit there and get the car.
Which, if you want to see our first visit at Ciocca...
Oh, yeah, that'll be in the next video. Yeah, I forgot to post that video up. She was really mad at me. But you'll also see kind of the backstory and a little bit, it's more like a vlog style of us and me losing money at Atlantic City playing roulette. So it was awesome. Yeah, it sucked. But, yeah, don't play roulette. Just all I'm saying. If you're good at roulette, let's work it out a deal or something.
You take my deposit.
Yeah, I'll give you my deposit. If you can turn it into MSRP of a Z06, we'll work something out. Can you talk a little bit about flat plane crank engine? I hear it's kind of an engine that shakes at idling. So a flat plane crank engine is a whole different ballgame. So normally your push rod V8s, you rev out to 6,000, 6,400 RPM. But flat plane crank, you are going to, what's this car? 8600, 86 or 80, 84, somewhere 8600 RPM, I think it was. Um, so with the flat plane crank, basically you have a higher compression, but you have more range with RPM, so you get RPMs up higher, which in turn makes for better boost, right? And it makes for better track cars because you're staying. Cars have a power band, so your RPM is basically your power band. So from 1,000 to 3,000 on a standard car, you smash the gas and it's like, and then it starts going. Well, with a flat plane crank, being that it can rev so high, your power band is now bigger. So when you're on like a track, it's mainly what it's for, is track cars. You're on the track, you can stay at, say you're 2 gears too high. Well, you're still at 4,000 RPM, so you still have half the range to go. Now, when you're at 6,000 RPM, I mean the torque is so if you're a gear down, so you downshift, you're at 6,000 RPM. Punch it, you're in your seat, you shift, you're going to drop back down to 6,000 RPM. But the torque and the power at 6,000 RPM is so much more linear. It's so much better for track cars. And also flat plane cranks, they tend not to make the same amount of torque as push rods, which I don't know if a lot of people paid attention to. That is the C8's limiting factor on modifications. Other than it not being able to be tuned, the transmission cannot hold over 600 foot-pounds of torque, or the clutches start slipping. The ZO6 is making 670 horsepower, but under 600 foot-pounds of torque. There's a reason. I'm not saying I know what they put in the car, but if they're using somewhat of the same transmission, aftermarket world is having a horrible time trying to find clutches that can handle over 600 horsepower. GM's probably having the same problem. Because aftermarket, sorry, they're a little bit more creative than GM is. They just are. They don't care. They love throwing their money at everything. Because we're all idiots that do stuff aftermarket with cars. So that's mainly the perks of the flat plane crank engine and the sound. The sound is amazing. It screams. That's what made Ferrari iconic. That's what made Lamborghinis iconic. It's just it's a symphony. It's a high pitched symphony, and it's not a Honda Civic, so it's better.
What color are you gonna get?
Well, there's a whole lot more too, I think.
You commented 3 times.
Oh.
He really wants to know.
Oh, sorry. All right. Oh yeah, that is my next one. What color are you gonna get? On the ZO6 or the Stingray? So originally with my Stingray order, it was gonna be a rapid blue car. I was gonna go with rapid blue because I thought that color was the best color that GM released at the time to stand out the most, and it looked great. I love blue. For example, if you notice my Supra, I wrapped it rapid blue because I love that color. Now, I don't really think I'm going to go rapid blue anymore because so many people have it. It's very hard to stand out, and to YouTube, you kind of have to stand out to get noticed and make it more of a business. So like next time you guys see my picture of my Supra, you'll be like, wow, what an idiot. And I'll be like, but you have seen this idiot. Because it stands out now. If you haven't seen my old videos with the STI, no one in the world had a Subaru STI with lightning bolts all over it. I did it, got attention, made YouTube more successful. At the end of the day, YouTube's my business, okay? So I'm doing these things to make it crazier. Plus, I like being crazy. I like being unique. Hence, Amish beard, mullet, and driving a Supra. You don't see that every day. But what I'm going to do with my car now is because we do own a wrap shop that my wife basically does everything for. I'm just the idiot behind the screen, or in front of the screen, per se. She does all that stuff, and we have gotten some messages from some awesome vinyl wrap companies that want to work with us, and we're going to come up with something crazy. Some wraps that is somewhat similar. We have about 3 designs right now, or 3 different themes that we're looking at that we want to do, and it was going to be perfect, but she got her Z06, I got my Z06, and then I had the Stingray. We could have done all 3 themes. Now we're down to 2, so it is what it is. But we're trying to figure out which one's going to look best on which car. So, yeah, we're getting the car black because black is the best color to wrap on. because it just is. And like if there's any like imperfection in the wrap, like you get a chip in the wrap, if it's black, it hides it better than if it was like a yellow. It would stand out like crazy.
Also depends on what color. If you get a light color and wrap over black, it's gonna stand out more.
Yeah.
But if it's a light car.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it all
our color that
depends.
we're going with is a darker color that we think. So it's gonna look great on the black car. Plus, black just it looks amazing when it's clean. I just can never keep a car clean like that. I mean, I've had a truck like that, F-250. It was a beautiful, beautiful truck. As soon as I left from washing it, it would be mud all down the side, pain in the butt. But yeah, so we're gonna do black and we're gonna do a crazy wrap. Hopefully, you guys have subscribed already because I guarantee you it's gonna be one of one in the world that color, and it'll be nuts.
Your next comment's crazy.
There's a screenshot. That one.
Yeah.
There's a screenshot going around to a sales guy sending emails saying on the Z06 saying they will be selling it 200 grand above MSRP. Yep. Yes, that is. That is real. That is from White Marsh Chevy. That is about an hour from me. It's near Baltimore, Maryland. And yes, it's actually it's called Coons Chevy. And yes, that is 100% true. They will be selling the car for that much over because they are criminals. Because they like to rob people of money.
Stop!
Because they are what they are. I don't know. They did the same thing with the Stingray. They were asking 75 grand over MSRP at one point. I guess they're getting it because they're moving cars. There's no way. I would never pay 300 grand for this car. I said that earlier. I wouldn't do it. But it is what it is. I think it's insane. But what are you gonna do about it? You know, it is what it is. Let's see. It's real too. Yes, it is real. I am on the list with Ciocca. No confirmation yet. Hang on. Hang in there. Don't drop off the list yet. Unless unless your time was like 1 p.m. in the afternoon or something like that, and you're not, there's no chance. But if you are before my timestamp, which is 12:20, if you are before that timestamp, do not get off the list. Well, in my opinion, like if you want to benefit me, go ahead and hop off the list. But I'm telling you, don't do it because in your best interest, do not do that because you're probably going to be ahead of me. So just hang tight. Wait till you see the email. If you see the email, you don't like your spot on the list, then get off. But none of us really know. None of us really know how they calculated this list. So who knows? Who knows? Maybe you're number 12. You like nobody knows. I would just say hold on until you get the actual number, then make your decision if you think you're going to have to wait that long, if you don't want to wait that long. Let's see what we got here. What color you gonna get? Yep, I already said that one. Oh, that's the same person that asked it 3 times. Okay. I got 53 on Ciocca's list. I have my bank to thank for that. Awesome. I'm jealous. Peanut butter and jealous. Straight up, no doubt about it. Congratulations, first off. That is awesome. Second off, I really hope that you send me pictures of the car, and I hope that you enjoy it. And if, you were trying to hook a brother up and, like, call me when the car gets delivered and I can, like, come be there with you and, like, videotape it for you, make a video out of it, I would, I'd be honored. You know what I mean? It'd be cool. It'd be cool to see
really
one.
Cool, yeah.
It'd be cool to see
on
one in
the 4th
person.
of July.
If it was on the 4th of July,
Are we starting that rumor?
I'm gonna start that rumor. I'm gonna be trending on the forums as the person that has insider information saying the ZO6 is gonna be released on the 4th of July, which is America. Like that's just I can hear the bald eagle just going. My mullet just floating in the wind. Oh, it's gonna be great. Oh my gosh, I wish I had that car on 4th of July. All right, sorry, got a little excited there. I'm getting the Hypersonic Gray. Hypersonic Gray. It looks awesome. It's a great looking car. Actually, it's probably my favorite grays that they have on the car. Because the other ones like really aren't grays. Like they're They're weird. Like the ceramic matrix gray is more like a white, but it is kind of gray. I don't know, but that color, perfect. I like it. Shows the body lines of the car really well. I think it's a great looking color. So congratulations.
Someone said before that the new orange looks really cool.
Oh, sorry, I missed that one. The new orange looks cool. It does. It does look cool. I used to hate orange cars, and they're really starting to grow on me. Orange and purple are the two colors that are like extremely growing on me for some reason, and I think it's just because they're so unique and they stand out and they're so in your face that I like it. Because no one else really does it. A lot of people shy away from them. The only other color that really stands out like that I personally wouldn't order, just because it's not me, is a yellow. Like I don't fit yellow. Like, and plus where I live, I would never be able to keep yellow clean. It would be awful.
Yeah, you got a yellow personality though.
What is that supposed to mean?
Just like bright and like in your face, you know.
We're gonna talk about this later. Yellow personality. What in the world is that supposed to mean? How do you even have a color as a personality?
Next comment, please.
Yeah, next. I hope this guy is talking about someone else and not me. He said POS, so either talking about me or talking about someone else. But thanks for watching. I was 81 in line in Ciocca, and I see my email today. It says I'm what? It says I'm 1958 in line. I thought you were gonna say that was your that was the year you were born or something. That's crazy. That is 1958 and you were 81 in line. So you were you were 20 away from me in line, and you are 421 over me. I'm sorry. I wish I could help you. But yeah. I'm sorry, man. That sucks. See, now, granted, probably a lot of people in here are going to get mad at me for saying this, but in all reality, if I owned a business or like a business owner, they probably should have taken care of the people that were there first, that were there in person. Now, granted, obviously, you guys might say I'm only saying that because I was in line there. I'm not. Like, even if you take me out of it, like, so if you say whatever, I'm still gonna get 15, 17 car. That's fine with me. But my personal belief is that everyone else there. So you take me out of that equation. Everyone else there should have gotten first on the list. Especially the ones that were there. There are people from noon the previous day.
And they slept on the
They
street.
slept on the street in lawn chairs and sleeping bags on the street, which, by the way, if you've never been there, not the safest area. Straight up, not. And they stuck it out, so I don't know. I think that shows dedication, and that shows, more willingness and drive to have the car than, yeah. I need a haircut bad. Then, I don't know. I don't know. I can't really say that some people didn't want it. Some people did. But hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying here. Like, I think that they probably should hook people up that were there. Honestly. But it is what it is. Obviously, I don't work there, so. 300K, that's Lambo range. Exactly. For 300K, I'm buying a used Aventador. All day long. And just because it's V12, that's like the most iconic like supercar, like that is peak performance, even though it's not the fastest. Or you could buy a Huracan and get it twin turboed to about 1,400 wheel horsepower for that much money. 1,400 horsepower, 670. I don't know, pretty simple in my mind. But then you have to pay for repairs, so whatever. Would Ciocca ever back out of their word and sell above MSRP? This is my first time buying from Ciocca, and I don't know a lot about them. So, would they? I don't know. Do I think they will? No. The reason I don't think they will is because they are catching one, they're catching so much heat right now for how they're handling this list that they don't want any more. Because I guarantee you, the people that waited to get on that list, they're already mad how, how you fall on the list, how that is all being handled. They're already mad that now you have to put an extra $3,000 deposit down. That's over what they initially said. And now, if you say, okay, well, thanks for doing all that, and now we're going to charge you even $25,000 over MSRP on the car, people are at some point people draw a line, right? And people only went to Ciocca because they were known for not doing over MSRP. Like, that is the reason I went there, is because they said they are not selling at MSRP. So many other people that said they weren't doing it, like Rick Conti, is now charging over MSRP for the cars. So, yeah, no, I don't. And he said, oh, no, they said they're selling at MSRP. Now, the other reason why I say not is because of their reputation. And I asked them when I went up there the day before, and I said, in all honesty, business is business. So why would you guys not offer it to someone that is saying, I'm going to pay $100,000 over? And what they told me was, we have built our reputation for over however many years they said, it was decades, that of being the best Corvette dealer in the world, and the number one. He said all it takes is for someone to hear one time that we let someone slip through, or that we took someone to let them pay over and skipped over people and stuff like that. So one time that ruins our reputation, and we end up just like every other dealership that everyone talks about as being thieves, all that stuff. One time. That's why we don't do it. Which to me, that would have me like, woo, this is awesome. Like, these guys are, really all about fairness and for the people. And then next week I'm 1,500 on their list. But I was excited when I heard that. So that's why I don't think they will. But if they do, I think they're gonna, oh boy, it's gonna be awful. I told everyone in my videos what was going on. It was common sense. Don't jump off the list though. Hang in there if you can. Yeah, like I said, don't jump off the list. Not sure what that means, but yeah, don't jump off the list yet. I think you should wait. Let's see, what else we got it. 4th of July, 2023. That's what I'm talking about. 4th of July, ZO6 coming out. America's supercar. Boom, in your face. Bald Eagles. George Washington coming down. Tanks. It'd be awesome. I would, if Chevy hired me for their marketing campaign, just for that one release, they would probably make $200 billion, because they'd be like, that guy is the most American thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And I'd be like, yes, I am.
Dress up like
Oh.
Abraham Lincoln.
No, George Washington. George Washington's way more American than Abraham Lincoln. He's the first president. I mean, come on. All right, Ciocca screwed us saying... All right. Ciocca screwed us saying come in person to put deposit when someone in pajamas in Nebraska is ahead of us. Yep, they did. And for everyone saying that, who would ever told you that? No one would ever told you that. Yes, as well as apparently Charles here. I was told the week before when we went up there the first time when the car was revealed officially to come in person because we would probably be better off on the list because they thought the website would go down and stuff like that. And they said it'd be much easier. It would be much easier to process you in person, especially if you're paying with cash, because you don't have to wait for the wire to hit the bank or the money to hit the bank. But yeah, I did that, and I'm 1,500 on their list. 15, 17. Yeah, it'd be awesome. But okay, yeah, I'm not even gonna go on that. But yeah, I agree. Do I need to reach out to Ciocca for my reservation number? Just sit back and wait. Sit back and wait. Sit back and wait, and just let it happen. Because I reached out to him. After I got my number, I was like, hey, any way you could tell me what my timestamp was? And they just completely ignored that part of my email and just said it's based off timestamp. So or based off time funds were received. Is what the email said. But I asked for my timestamp to be like, hey, well, what are you guys tracking as my timestamp? Because I know what I'm tracking as my timestamp to kind of compare and see. But they wouldn't give out that information because I don't think they really knew what to do at that point because that was the first day of it. So they told you guys to come in person. Yep, I feel for you guys. I really do. Yes, they did tell us to come in person, and we got shafted. Bank transfer, no confirmation yet. Hold on. Just hold on. 12/23. You will probably be around 1700 because I was at 12/20 and I was at 15/17. The wife was at 12/20 as well and went 15/33. The guy was at 12/21 and got 15/18. So doesn't make sense. Don't ask me. But you're probably gonna be around 1600 to 1800, I would assume.
But don't quote us.
But yeah, don't quote me on that. Next, who knows? Maybe you'll be at number 3. So yes, so I like this guy, Crypto Bug, most American guy I've ever seen, but drives a Yoda. LMAO. Just kidding. I'm telling you, I am. But at the time, I was doing car giveaways when I got the Supra and everything. I like all cars, bottom line. But you'll see. Once this C8 comes in, I was finding my place on YouTube and driving all these cars, and JDM cars can make way more boost, way more fast, and blah, blah. And everybody around me had a Mustang. Everybody around me had a Camaro. Now we have a Mustang too. But everyone had Camaros and stuff like that, and I really wasn't really into it. I didn't want to be what everybody else is. So I got the STI, made it crazy, did a giveaway on the car, got the Supra, made it amazing, and then did a giveaway on that car. The winner decided to take the cash on the Supra, so now I have a Supra. So yeah, that was pretty fun, and I've been waiting for my C8 now for 2 years. It'll be 2 years next month. So, trust me, I'm trying to be an American car, but American cars just don't want me.
I mean, you tried to make your STI pretty dang American. You put
I did put an eagle in the STI. I did do that, a lightning eagle at that. But yeah. All right, let's see. I'm sorry, man. I honestly thought everyone in line would be good before me. I think the majority of people thought that. Yep. Yeah. I thought so too. And like, I try not to be sour about it, but I really am like butthurt about the whole situation because I was like, wow, we were really outside. We left our house at 3 a.m. to get there.
So excited.
And I was very hyped up, and I was like, even if I'm in the first 300, that'll be okay.
500.
And then, boom, 1500 hit me right in the face.
They added
like,
a 1 in front of that 5.
Huh?
So they added a 1 in front of that 500.
Yeah, basically, that number hit me in the face like a sumo wrestler hits a sushi bar. Just saying. Boom, ran right through me. So, yeah. Timestamp was 12/24. Hey, hold it. I'm telling you, hold it. Wait, didn't you say you got your... Didn't Charles say he got his number already? I thought he said he did. Yeah, so he's at 12/24. He was at 1958. So what was the other person they asked? 12/23. So you're probably going to be before 1958. I was right on that one. Hopefully around 1800, I think. What's your opinion on the new carbon fiber rims? I don't like them. I do, but I don't. Is it awesome spec? Yes. It is an awesome thing to have. I think it'll be very cool. But my concerns are it is GM's first time ever producing carbon fiber wheels. There is aftermarket companies out there that definitely know what they're doing better than GM on making carbon fiber wheels. 2, I think that the fact that carbon fiber wheels are extremely expensive. So if you plan on actually driving this car, unless you want to have money to throw away when you chip the wheels or they get scratched or whatever, and they're not in perfect condition, I would stay away from them. Do they look awesome? Yes. If this car's going to sit in your garage, you're going to drive it once a month, whatever, I say go for it. If you have the money, go for it. I think the carbon fiber wheels are going to be over $20,000 option by themselves. because they're expensive. They're stupid expensive. But I don't know. I am not getting them. I can tell you right now, I am not, because I think it's a waste. At least for how I'm going to use the car, as it's going to be a daily driver. I would destroy those wheels so fast, it's not even funny. So I don't see it being worth it. But obviously, if you're a collector or something like that, maybe it's worth it to you. Do they look awesome? Yes, they look amazing, but I wouldn't recommend it. Let's see. I was in pajamas in Florida, got 637, but you can go with me and do a video when I pick up in 2025. Okay, if you're number 637, you are not getting a 2025 car. If you were number 637 at Ciocca, you're probably a second year car, I guess. Oh, that is 2025. Well, 2025 model year.
Yeah.
See, I hate model year stuff because, like, yes, 2025, but it's probably going to be in 2024. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're probably right. Sorry. But, yes, you let me know, and I will be there. I will be there, and I'll be recording, and my mullet will probably be way longer.
I'll bring the bald eagles.
And I'll bring a bald eagle on my shoulder. That'd be pretty awesome. I need to buy a bald eagle. Can you buy a bald eagle?
Aren't they, like, going extinct?
Well, what if we say we're like a natural habitat? Or like we're preserving them? Yeah, we're a rescue. I want to try to buy a bald eagle. All right, next question. How many are allocated to each dealership each year? Say 300 to 500 Corvettes sold per year. Do we need to wait 3 years if we're at... So, yes. If they get 500 a year, then 5, 5, and 5 is 1,500. So, yeah, you'd be in the year 4 of Corvette, of Z06. For 1,500 to, or 1,501 to 2,000 would be in year 4 of the Corvette, or year 4 of the Z06. So, yeah, he is 1958 line. I'm ordering a Hellcat next week in the meantime. Plus, I have 2 Stingray, 1 in Ohio, 1 in Florida. I'm 15 months on Ohio, but on Ohio list with Chevy Dude. I'm 15 months in on Ohio list with Chevy Dude. Okay, so you have 2 on order, or you have 2 now? Because if you have 2 now, and like you need someone to watch it or like babysit it or drive it, make sure the fluids are getting cycled, you can always hit me. I'm a perfect car babysitter. I really am. I do not test them. I drive them how they're supposed to be driven, and I take care of them like they're my own.
Flash to all your YouTubers.
Flash to me doing donuts in the STI. Yeah, don't do that though. That was a younger me.
Burnouts in the driveway with the Duramax.
Shut up. I'm trying to look responsible. Spoke to my salesman, and they said they took over 5,000 pods and had to turn at least 1,000 pods, but they believe people will fall off list when they have to mail in extra $3,000. Yes, I also heard that as well. Over 5,000 deposits, they are not going to be able to fulfill those deposits in 10 years, so they're going to have to send some back. And they did say that they're increasing to 3,000 because I think a lot of people are going to fall off, which I do agree, because in all reality, me tying up $5,000 if it's going to be a 3 or 4 year wait is very stupid of me, because they're just collecting interest on my money. And don't think they're not. They are collecting interest on your money in their bank account. So they just made like $10 million in a day. So figure that math out. Say they even get, say they do something crazy and get like a 2% return. Like 200 grand, right? Yeah. Yeah, like 200 grand in interest. That's like two C8 Z06s right there. Yeah. I don't know, it's stupid. I mean, you could really take that $5,000 and make it into more in those times, but it is what it is, and I'm doing it for you guys and myself. And I want that car so bad. All right, back on track here. It's been a long live stream. I was like 70K in line for the electric F-150, but with all the Bronco Q&A issues and pushbacks, I canceled my order. I believe Ciocca residents should have priority and done a raffle for order. I agree until the raffle part. I don't like the raffle part. But yeah, I agree. I'm also on the list for the Ford Lightning, and I was emailed or texted 3 weeks ago saying it got pushed back, so who knows. Basically, if you guys want a car, tell me so I don't put a deposit down on it. Because every car I put in a deposit down on gets pushed back. So, yeah, if there's a car you want, like, here you go, another car. I have 3 deposits down on the Nissan 400Z when it comes out. Next thing you know, you're going to be like, oh, it got pushed back to 2024.
Just smile it.
You know what I mean? At this point, like, whatever. But don't tell that one guy that commented on Rick's video that I have orders on other cars, because apparently I'm broke. Because I'm begging for views on YouTube.
And you wanted to sell my car.
Yeah, and apparently I'm selling your car. Whatever. Being 53 on the list, how soon would I get the car? I'd totally let you go pick up the car with me. I don't know how soon I would get it, though, when production begins. Don't know a whole lot about Ciocca. Okay, so when we were there, both times we were there, I saw at least 20 Corvettes. What would you say, 20?
2 truckloads.
2 truckloads of Corvettes get unloaded each day we were there. So that was, 2 Tuesdays we were there.
And that was only 50 hours. Like a whole.
And that wasn't a whole day. They had at least 2 truckloads. So I would say you'd probably be within the first 2 months of Z06 production. Like, of the first cars hitting the lot, you're probably in the first 2, maybe 3 months of it at 56, I think. Yeah. If they get 400 a year, 4 times 3 is 12. So that's 30 a month. So yeah, you're probably in the second month. Yeah. So yeah, but I'll come up there and film a video with you too. I will film a video with every single one of you getting your Z06s if you want. If you invite me up there, I will come up there, shoot a video, get it all edited up for you, whatever, send it home with you, and email it to you or whatever, and you can show kids, grandkids, whoever you want, friends, family, your wives. I just can't show my wife because she doesn't deserve a Corvette. Thanks, Rick. Yeah. GM says the C8 Z01 is expected to arrive for the 2023 model year with a twin-turbo V8 engine. I find this hard to believe now with the hysteria with the Z06. Yeah, no chance. There is no chance. Well, because one, the Z06 is coming out in 2023. So there's no way. And 2, GM would be shooting themselves in the foot. But yeah, I mean, there's no way. They waited 3 years for the Z06 for the Stingray. So I think they're gonna have to at least wait 3 years for the ZR1. I think they're gonna wait longer than that, because you're gonna have to get to the point where a lot of people have gotten their Z06s already and they're ready to upgrade, because you don't want people just stop buying Z06s to go to ZR1. You want everyone to buy as many Z06s as you can, and then as soon as that last couple people gets the Z06, you're like, okay, cool, ZR1, and then everyone sells their Z06s away. They all hop in ZR1s. Like, they want that continuous, like, yes, we know we're going to get 20,000 of these things. Like, they want that continuous, I know they're already sold before we release the car. So I think doing that will shoot themselves in the foot. But I also think that if they somehow, like, end up screwing up, which I hope they do, with the Z06's ECU and with it being tunable, if they make the Z06 tunable, then I don't see the ZR1 needing to wait. Because if they make the Z06 for it to be tuned, and it does end up having the same motor as a ZR1, aftermarket twin turbo kits versus like stock twin turbo kits, all day long. Aftermarket, all day long. Stock, maybe making 6 pounds of boost, 7, maybe. Aftermarket, 25. And let's blow this motor to the moon. That's what's going to happen, but it's a lot of fun until it breaks. But up until then, it's really exciting and heartbreaking, and then it's great. It's a roller coaster. It's like a love story. Let's see what else we got on here. No, LOL, I'm getting too soon. 1 to flip it and 1 to keep it until I get the Z. Well, at least he's honest. Don't tell Rick Conti you're going to flip a car. And even if you're not going to flip it, don't even tell him you're buying one. Or you want 2 of them. Because then apparently you're automatically flipping it and you are not passionate about the car. Whatever, dude. Whatever.
I'm not even mad.
I'm not mad about it. I'm not even mad about it. It's just like, hey, mind your own business, dude. Like, grow up. Whatever. I believe some people will just wait for the ZR1 instead of the Z06. I think a lot of people will. Because at this point, if you're like, oh, I'm already waiting five years for the car, what's the point of even trying now? I get that. I get that a lot, and a lot of people are saying, someone made this comment, Z06s are going to be everywhere. You know, I'm just going to wait for the ZR1. I get that, but do you understand how hard it is to get a Z06? Do you have any idea how much harder it is going to be to get ZR1 when they make significantly less numbers than the Z06s? ZR1s are going to be like a needle in a haystack. It's going to be rough. And you think if that dealership right now is selling it for $200K over MSRP, can you imagine what the ZR1 is going to sell for? It'll be $500,000 car easily. Like no doubt. It'll be a $500,000 car. If that dealership gets it and marks it up, they will sell one for $500,000. In which case, I would throw up. I would. I mean, that's ridiculous. My Bronco just got built and shipped. I have waited 15 months. How do you like it? Well, I guess you haven't gotten it yet. When you get it, let me know how you like it. The wife really wants one. We actually got offered like $15,000 over what we bought her Mustang for. And she's like, maybe I should get a Bronco. And I'm like, do you really want a Bronco? Because she likes her Mustang, and like for us having a wrap company, it's, you know, more like to get the sports car market, it helps when you have 2 sports cars that are wrapped. And her car gets way more attention than mine, and it's ridiculous, but it's whatever. We got 28 people in here. Let's get some likes on the board. I got 11 likes. We've been hanging out at 11 likes for a while. Go ahead and hit the likes. If you're not subscribed, subscribe, and let's get back to the questions. All right. What do you think about the Z06 GT3R? Oh my God, it looks so insane. Maybe we can all pool our money together and start a race team and buy one. I really like how GM is making a Z06 to a global race brand. I'm down. I would invest in that, Mr. Mo Dollars. We can do this. If you got Mo Dollars than me, we can combine. Might have some serious dollars there.
Mo dollars.
And we can have a race team. I'm 100% down. I wish I could have a race team, but I'm broke because I put all my money on deposits on cars I'm never going to get. Whatever. Yeah. No, the GT3R looks amazing. It looks awesome. I mean, it's a C8R. That's it. But, you know, like the actual thing, like the true street version of this car. The Z06 is the street version, yes. But it's like this thing and this thing had a baby. Where it's like, yes, it's got the cool parts from this one too, but it's still the daily driver of this one. The C8R or this GT3R that they're actually going to sell to customers, if that's a thing, if they actually make that, like they truly stick to it, you'll probably get something more like that, and it'll be awesome. A true street beast, which would probably be basically like a Huracan Performante. which is awesome. Probably easier to get a Z06 U3TR than a regular ZR6. Yeah. I mean, if you had the money, it's probably less wait time if you had the money. But then you couldn't daily drive it. Or I guess if you had the money, you really don't care about tickets. But prison, that sucks. So I've heard. I wouldn't know, but I've heard. Hopefully, I never find out. But yeah, I don't know. I This ZO6 is really killing me. It really does suck. The car's great, but this whole thing, like, I don't know. I really wish GM would build more plants for it so they can produce more of them so that we all enjoy it and have one. But then again, it's going to make the market plummet on the cars because everybody can get one. But I don't know. I don't really see that because the car's so expensive. It's not like it's a $30,000 car. It's a $100,000 car, which is a ton of money. Like, that's a ton of money. Don't get me wrong. Like, anyone that can afford this car, like, you've done something right with your life. Like, congratulations. So, yeah, I don't know. I wish they made it. I wish it was kind of, made to order. Like, what is that? Burger King? No, Burger King's not made to order. Like, see, I don't want it to be like a McDonald's chicken nuggets where there's just like a million of them sitting in a tray and you can go get a 10-piece whenever you want. But I want it to be like Chick-fil-A, where it takes like 10 minutes to get your food, but it's hot and ready and it's perfect and it's ready for you, every time. But right now, getting a Z06 is like trying to get Chick-fil-A on a Sunday. It doesn't work. You just can't get one. It's ridiculous. It's awful. That was pretty good.
That was good.
That was a good one. All right, any other questions in here? Any other questions? Type them out. You could ask me anything. If you guys want to ask questions about the Supra, we can do that too. They should have asked for 15,000 deposit. We out flippers and dreamers. Well, I'll tell you right now, I probably would not have put $15,000 down. Probably not. Just off the pure fact of what you can do with $15,000 in a year's time to grow that money versus letting it sit there. In my opinion, the more money you're putting down, the more money you're securing an investment. So if I was to put $15,000 or $30,000 down, I'm investing that money at that point to then flip it. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you're putting $1,000 down, you're not like, oh, well, I plan on flipping it. No, because you're not investing a chunk of money in it. You see what I'm saying? But when you go from $1,000 to $15,000 or $30,000 down, that is investing money that you just put on a car that you're not going to get any return off of unless you sell it. So in my mind, it works as if I put $1,000 down, whatever, I'm not going to make a return on $1,000. That's fine. But if I put $15,000 down and I'm not going to return on $15,000 and it's sitting there, that my money's not making me any money for a year, I wouldn't do it. Just rather put $15K into Bitcoin. Yeah, 100%. I would rather put $15K in other stocks. I understand the concept because then a lot of people wouldn't put the money down, and whoever did was going to get cars quick. But I'm just saying, from my point of view, if I had to put that much down, I would probably flip it. Does Ciocca have courtesy delivery? I do not know. But for you, I will deliver your car because you said I could go there and film it. So if you want, I will go to Ciocca, pick up your car, and deliver it to you.
Content, baby.
Content. Road trip. Delivered by me. And I'll bring American flags and American flag bandana and stuff. Are you going to build your engine on your Z06? Well, way to burst the bubble. Yep, I am. I am 100% going to. And the reason I'm going to is because for YouTube purposes, do I want to have the first car? Yes, I do. Because then business-wise, if you're the first one to have it, you get the most views, you get the most attention, you get the most subscribers, you get the most money. awesome, right? You make the content first that no one else has. By the time I get a Z06, it's going to be just like when I get my C8 Stingray. Everyone else already made the content about it. Everybody made all the videos you could possibly want to see, except for mine. I have a lot of tricks up my sleeve for my Stingray, so you're going to want to come back and watch that. But at that time, when my Z06 comes in, I'm not racing anybody else. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just for me to have the car, for me to make content. And for me, the best experience possible is going to be to go build your own engine, which I'm going to do that. And I'm going to also probably do the museum delivery, because I think that is just a awesome experience. I watch people, I watched other people do it, and I think that's awesome. And you, like, in all reality, the way that GM makes you feel like $1 million, on that one day, like, oh, here's your car, and they have your name on the thing, it's all ripped off. I think that is like pure customer service, and that is what you need to be a company. Like, that is perfect. So yeah, I think I'll definitely go with that. Let's see what else we got there. That you have to hire your own shipper to pick it up. Ever heard of Sun Chevrolet in PA? I have not heard of Sun Chevrolet. I will look them up. I haven't heard of them though. You have to hire a shipper. I'm serious, Future Sean. I'll drive it down there. I will drive it wherever you live. I don't know where you live, but I'll drive it there, and I'll pay for all the gas on the way there.
Near Pittsburgh.
Oh, it's near Pittsburgh. That's not bad. Get me on their list. Look at that. Look at that. George G. Hit that thumbs up, guys. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the support. Make sure you guys are subscribed if you're not subscribed, because we got some serious content coming out. I really just want a base C8 Z51 blue red interior 2LT so I can catch one at a reasonable price. Yeah, I mean, that's originally what I wanted. But can you see me?
It's delayed.
Hang on, if everybody can see me. All right, am I back? Am I back? I think I'm back. Okay, sorry. I really just want a base C8 Z51 blue red interior. 2LT, just hope I can catch one at a reasonable price. Yes, I would say order one. The only reason why I might change my order to a 1LT, because of weight. At this point, like, I'm probably gonna go for speed. Do I want the 2LT? Yes. Am I going to get it just to then resell it when the Z06 comes in? No. I think 2LT for me, and the higher options are going to be on the car that I plan on keeping. Like, so the Z06, I plan on keeping the Z06 forever. Like, forever. Unless something drastic comes up in my life. I really see it because the ZR1 is going to probably be twin turboed. The Z06, the thing that's drawing me to it is that it is naturally aspirated. It sounds amazing. If I wanted the twin turbo, a C8, and make it really fast, I would wait for the Stingray to become tunable and make it really, really fast, because turbos take the sound away from the car, in my opinion. You don't hear the raw sound of the car. So if you want to go with twin turbo build, I would say stay with the C8 Stingray and do it that way. But yeah, I think with the C8 Z06, I would go 2LT. But if you plan on, like, your peak car is going to be your C8, or you plan on keeping it for a while, yes, option exactly the way you want it. But just for me, I don't think that the extra options are worth the money for what I really want to do with the car and how long I plan on keeping it. Let's see. Oh, please, man, don't ruin the car.
Buy yourself a Camaro?
Buy yourself a Camaro, lower it, and put some neon lights? That's weird, because I want to go buy myself a Corvette. I'm going to lower it and put on neon lights. Be sure to subscribe and watch that. Let's see. Would you do an STI swap C8? You mean take an STI motor and put it in a C8 Corvette? Absolutely not. After owning an STI, I will honestly say I will never own another one in my entire life. I was so worried about that car blowing up on me every 2 seconds that I was petrified. And also, that car, to make a lot of power, costs so much money. So much money. Like, you have to go anywhere over 500 wheel, 600 wheel horsepower, you really need a fully built motor. And that's not cheap versus a car that's going to be the Z06, that's going to be 670 to the crank, which will probably be well into the 600, well, probably 600 wheel, maybe. For, yeah, no. I wouldn't. I can't justify it. No. Mm-mm. It rumbles. That's cool, but so do V8s. It's like the guys that want a V8, but they also want all-wheel drive, so they just get the STI because they want the rumble, but they want all-wheel drive, and it was a family car. I got the car as a family car, and it was a family car. Got the wife to the hospital on a hour drive in like 26 minutes or something like that, and she threw up twice. That was stopping twice. Snazzy. Had that sucker tacked out the whole way. 6th gear. Oh, yeah. We're not going to go over that. I'm not going to. It wasn't 20 years ago. I'm not going to self-incriminate myself or whatever it is.
They were there. They witnessed it. They didn't report it.
What are you expecting to pay for your Z06? I'm expecting to pay... If the car comes out at 85 grand, I'm expecting to pay 92. That's what I'm expecting to pay. If it comes out higher, I would say I'm going to pay under 110 for that car. Let's see. That's what I'm, because I just, like I said in the last one of the videos I put up, I'm saying that, what was I saying?
Preference on seats.
Was that the question I was answering? Or was I answering something else? Oh, expecting to pay for your Z06, right? Yeah.
You wouldn't pay over 110.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I wouldn't pay. It's been a long live stream. It was 2 hours.
I'm following.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Up to 16 likes, though. Thanks, guys.
Preference on seats.
Preference on seats. Depends completely on what you're going to do with the car. Is it going to be your track car and that's it? Go with, what is it, the GT2 seats, I think those are. I think they're GT2 seats. I don't know what they're going to be called on the Z06. The competition seats. If this is your track car and you're not daily driving this car, get that. For me, I am going to be daily driving it, and I am fatter than most. So I need wider seats. I do not want to look like the Michelin Man everywhere I drive. I'm not doing that. I can't do it. It'll probably make me lose weight, but yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm going for comfortability. Let's see. I'm doing an 18-month trip around the world from March 2023. Held off on my Z06 order. Oh, congratulations! That's got to be an awesome trip. Hopefully you have a great time. This guy was referring to your video and talking about you waiting in line and how you got screwed with the high reservation number. There's another video out. Who else put a video out talking about me? Probably a lot of people at this point. Maybe. Probably think I'm an idiot. Whatever. Are you getting the Z07 package? No. No. I will not be getting the Z07 package. There's only one way I would get it. And that is if there's a way you can option it and get steel brakes instead of carbon ceramics. Do I think the carbon ceramic brakes are awesome? Yes, I do. But as a daily driving car, I am not paying $8,000 every time I need to replace my brakes. Not doing it. No way. I guess if you have the money, go for it. Or like you take the carbon ceramics, go to 3 or 4 track days. No. Mm-mm. I will pay the steel brake price, and I'll be one of those guys. That's fine with me. But if I was not daily driving the car, sure, yes. And if there's a way you can get the Z07 package without the carbon ceramic brakes, yes, I would do it. But I do not see the point of that unless you want to throw your money away really fast, because carbon ceramic brakes are expensive. Very, very expensive to maintain. Under 95K is a pipe dream. Yeah, well, I'm a dreamer. What can I say? I'm a dreamer. We'll see what happens. American dream, baby. Supercars for cheap. Super cheap. America. Caw-caw! You need to get those carbon forged rims. Well, you need a Z07 package to get those rims. That's what you're implying. Yes, you do, but I am not going to get them. I don't see them as being beneficial to me. Go back a few comments. You skipped. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped your comment from Element Brew at 10. It's past 10 o'clock already.
We never got that comment. We read that someone was talking about the video.
What?
Talking about our video.
I didn't see any comment.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
I don't see the comment on here. Maybe that's when my phone froze and my live stream went down. No, let me see. 10:02. All right, I can see the timestamps. Okay, we're scrolling through. 10. I got 10. 10:01, 10:01, 10:01, 10:02, 10:05. I don't have anything from you at 10:02. I was there waiting in line with you. Yep, well, it was, thank you for being a line buddy. And we sat there and suffered through that together just to get pooped on. But it was fun. Kind of. It was a cool experience. I would do it again. Probably not knowing where I am on the list, but yeah, I don't know. I'd probably do it again. It was fun. It was a good time. Plain Jane C8 0-60 in 2.65 seconds. I don't know about ZO6 equals 2.3 seconds. Big whoop. Yeah, but see, also it's like, so the 2.3 second thing, right? That's probably going to be based off of. That's going to be off of the Chevy 0-60, which when you compare it to Draggies and stuff like that and V-Box, they're really not that accurate. So I don't know. I don't know about all that. But what, like, the thing is 2.6 seconds, 0-60, like anything sub 3 is extremely, extremely fast. And especially when you're rear-wheel drive, like at this time, right now, you're like playing with physics, right? You're fighting physics because, yes, all-wheel drive cars, they have the edge, the upper hand. But even Huracans, like the C8 Stingray is on par with Lamborghini Huracans, all-wheel drive 0-60. So, like, Corvette's doing great, and if they make the Z06, well, or the ZR1 or whatever, all-wheel drive, you could probably see 1.9 seconds, 0-60, which would be nuts. But I don't know. I think they're at basically at limiting factor now with rear-wheel drive. They're limited on how much power you can put down to the road, and it's also limited on tire. So I don't care if your car has 3,000 horsepower. If you don't have a tire that can handle and get you traction, you're not going to get a good 0 to 60 time. Spinning's not winning. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think they're doing what they can, but not sure how much fast they're gonna go. What is your place on the waiting list to get the Z06? I am 1,517 on Ciocca's Z06 list. How long do you think you will have to wait? Probably 3.5 years, maybe 4, maybe 5. I don't know. I'm also on another list. I'm number 26 on another list, but I still think it'll be like a 2-year wait for me. I don't know. Who knows? I'm on another list as well. I'm number 1 on that list, but I don't. Will it be able to do? Or hang on. Dealership in Gaithersburg, Maryland, has had a waiting list for this car for 3 years already. They freely admitted this to me. Yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of dealerships have. Mine, I got on the list for my Stingray and the Z06 at the same time. So February 2020. While apparently Ciocca didn't take anyone on a list until last week. Yes, I did a video. I was there when Ciocca taking anyone on a list last week. I was there when they did all that. That's, I guess, because I was in person. I did it in person. That's why I'm 1,500 on the list. I waited there 7 hours before they, 7 hours before they officially took deposits, and I got 1,500 on the list. So, sucked. But go watch the video. It's pretty good. What do you think of the rubber options for tires? Michelin Sport Cup 2s are amazing. They are great tires. Granted, yes, there's always better, but for a street tire, I think it's probably the best tire they can really put on there. Only thing better, in my opinion, is R888s, but R888s, they wear out quicker, and when there is any kind of moisture on the road, you are in a tree or a ditch or whatever, because they turn into like slicks. It's like driving on black ice when it's raining outside. So I think their Sport Cup 2s is a great idea. The Stingray has a final ratio of 5.2 and the Z06 has a final ratio of 5.5, and these two transmission have the same ratios. I believe the Stingray could shave to Z06 time. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you on that one. Because I think, again, the limiting factor is the car being rear-wheel drive. It's how much power you can get down. Like, I mean, the base Stingray with 495 horsepower still spins in launch control. So, like, you can't tell me that a Z06 with 670 horsepower is not going to spin on launch control. It's going to. So, when you launch the car, there's no way you're getting the full 670. Like, it's not going to happen because you would just spin. So, that launch control is going to gradually put the power in to give you the best time possible, I think. But really, I honestly, the biggest factor with their 0 to 60 time going down is they went from a 5 on the Z06. Biggest tire they've ever put on a Corvette. So that's why they're getting better 0 to 60 times. More rubber, more traction. I am so tired. Do you know anyone selling their place in line? No. I did watch someone sell their place in line, the number 10 spot in line, while I was there for $4,700 in Bitcoin. I watched that happen, and I do not know what happened with that guy. I'm not sure where he ended up falling on the list, but he was shooting for the 10th person in line. He went from 102 in line to 10. So, granted, yes, that $5,000 worth it. He probably shaved 3 years off of his weight. So, good for him. So that was worth it. But I do not know if he ended up getting top 100 or where he ended up falling in line. Any more questions before I go to bed? Because I am tired. I did not expect it to be this far. Ciocca is misleading. I had my email info on wire stamp at 1221. They told me they never received anything. Email info on wire stamp at 1221. They told me they never received anything from me. I have computer proof.
And that is why we went in person.
I don't know what to say. I'm sorry. That sucks. That's one of the reasons why we went in person, yeah. Because I didn't want any deniability, and it's also why I recorded everything, because I knew stuff would happen, and I still got screwed over, but that sucks. I'm so sorry. I mean, if your wire transfer went through, they have to. I don't know. I can't even speak on their behalf at all, because none of the stuff that I think makes sense is what they're doing. So I have no idea what's going on over there. In all honesty, it's really confusing. I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully you can find another dealership. Like, I would start calling local dealerships that you haven't seen any Corvettes come out of, and just see if call random dealerships and see if you can get number 1 or top 10 on their list, something, and see. You never know. I mean, and especially if they're not requesting a deposit down, go for it. Get as many lists as you can. This is a savage world with this car, and I don't know. Just don't get on a list that is gonna destroy you. There is a new video on YouTube about what happened at Ciocca and how they could have treated in-person folks like us more fairly. His channel is VNV Drivers. I'll check it out. Ciocca still haven't emailed me. Hang in there, I'm telling you. Hang in there. Just do it. Hang in. Wait for the email before you make your decision to get your refund. I think they said till like next Tuesday they're gonna still be sending emails out, or next Friday. Just hang in there. I mean, unless you wanna go somewhere else, but I would try to hang in there. Oh, what? Which one? Oh, let me see. Oh, I missed that one. What do you and your wife do for a living? Well, we own a vinyl wrap shop, which now she does full time. I do a lot of. Basically, we work, and not like that sounds like really rude. We do a lot. Like, we work 7 days a week. Between doing vinyl wraps, detailing, YouTube. I've done a lot of side work, like kitchen, bathroom remodel, stuff like that. Plus my full-time job. Yeah, we do a lot. We rarely do. I invested a decent amount of money. So we literally just work and make money basically any way possible, any legal way possible. So yeah, we work all the time. That's how like everyone's like, there's no way you can afford these cars, or oh, you must have mommy or daddy's money and stuff like that. Like, it kind of makes me laugh, because it's like you have no idea how hard people have to work to get where they are. But it also makes it that much better, because like every time someone would make that comment to me, I'm like, wow, like, you have no idea, man. But thank you, because it looks like what I'm doing, what I did, is paying off, because you think I just had it given to me. So I appreciate it, because apparently I'm doing something right. So yeah. Oh no, what happened? Oh, there we go. Stingray took my order at MSRP. Awesome. Hopefully you get one as soon as they can. You will get one faster on the used car market when they come out. Yes, you will get one faster on the used car market when they come out. I just read that comment. That's funny. But you're going to be paying a ton of money over, and I'm not doing that. Well, maybe I will. I don't know. I don't think I will, though. Stingray, they have gotten it to go 2.9, 060 on street with stock tires, right? You think the Z06 will be able to do that 2 on street? I think the Z06 will be able to do a 2.5, 2.4 on the right tire on the street. Some Stingrays have been able to do 2.6. I would say realistically 2.7, 2.8. So yeah, I think they can definitely be done. How do I find a woman like that? Oh, well, there's one that works for me.
Pick her up off the street.
Yeah. It's kind of this funny thing is you gotta. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, I don't know. She found me. Honestly, before I started YouTube, she didn't know the difference between a Mustang and a Camaro. And I was like, look, I'm a car guy. You're going to learn. And then she got, well, actually, probably a little more than 2 years ago. She got a job on her own being a car detailer and started detailing. And she was like, oh, I actually like this a lot. And she started getting into cars. She started riding in fast cars. First, like, real fast car she ever rode in was a McLaren. And she was like, wow, I see what's so interesting about this. I see why everybody loves it. And she was like, can we get one? And I was like, at the time, I was like, we didn't even have a house. I was like, no.
We just had a newborn.
No, you were still pregnant. So, yeah. And then she was like, wow, okay. And then after that, she fell in love with cars. And now our whole life is cars, and business is cars, and YouTube, and everything's all cars. My daughter, her favorite movie, Cars.
And she has a Lamborghini.
And she has a Power Wheels Lamborghini that's remote controlled. I can drift it. It's pretty cool. No big deal. I just strap her in there. I'm like, all right, let's go. Doors go up and everything. LED lights. Sick. I still haven't heard anything from Ciocca. You know what the holdup could still possibly be. They're probably trying to figure out how to save this situation. That's what my idea is. I think they're just trying to figure out what the best way to go about this because they realized how much they messed up to begin with. So, yeah, I think that's why it's taken so long for them, and I think that's why a lot of people haven't heard anything back yet because they're trying to basically do damage control at this point because the first day when they thought everybody's going to be excited about their spots turned into a billion phone calls of how could you handle it like this, and a lot of backlash instead of praise. So I think they're kind of trying to figure out how to do this the right way and not get basically crucified on the internet. Anything else? I am tired. All right, going once. Oh, here we go. All right. Stinger, they've gotten to go 2.7 tonight. Was that an in-car timer? Stinger, they've got it to go 2.7 ZO6 on street with stock tires. Was that the in? Yes, that was the in-car timer. I've seen videos where the in-car timer is like right on, and I've also seen videos where the in-car timer is like 0.4 seconds off. So, so I really don't know how good it is. I only think mine's gonna have it. Oh yeah, mine will have it. Yeah, mine will have it. But yeah, I don't know. I have a draggy, so as soon as my C8 comes in, I'm going to immediately compare the stock. Well, after I hit my 500 miles and get past the break-in period, so I get the full power, I'm going to immediately do launch controls with my draggy and the other and the timer, and I'll probably get a V box too. Put all three in there and see what it says. Let's see. Why do you think Ciocca messed up? Too many orders for them. Underestimated the demand. I think they messed up because one, they probably understood the demand, but they didn't think it was going to be that much, that fast. And I also think that they were probably, how do I put this? They probably didn't think it was going to be that many people that are willing to spend that much money on a car right now. And I don't know. I just they knew they were going to get a lot of it, but I don't think they were really prepared. I think it was more like a just all around mistake on their part. Like granted, it just switched from Corvette to Ciocca. But you got to also understand, this doesn't really happen with cars, right? The C8 Stingray was a huge deal, like the first car really that is really going like nuts. You know, it was selling for 30 grand over MSRP. That was basically unheard of until the C8. So now that you're at a point where, okay, well, we're kind of settling down now. The ZO6 it's not like that. Like when they come out with a new Mustang, it's not like, oh well, let's have 5,000 people go to one dealership. Like that's not normally how it goes. So they're really not used to it, and I just think that they were almost arrogant in a way, where they were like, "We are the number one dealership, so whatever we decide to do is what's going to be done. If you don't like it, then get your money back. I'll give you your money back and don't order a car from us." Almost. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting from the whole situation. But they know it. They know you have everybody in a between a rock and a hard place, because everyone knows they're going to get the most allocations, and if you want the car, you're going to deal with what you have to deal with to get the car. Let's see what else we got here. It means that there were so many dollars floating around in the system. Yeah. It's ridiculous to think about the amount of money that went through that system at that time. Wow, 0.4 second off 0 to 60, but sometimes it's accurate too. Yeah. See, that's my thing. Is like I don't know. Sometimes it's accurate, sometimes it's not. It's weird. Thanks for your video broadcast. Go take care of your lady, dude. Night. Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to go to bed.
Appreciate it.
But we'll do this here soon. How has the Draggy worked out for you? It's actually awesome. I love it. I love the Draggy. It's mobile. So basically, I've tested it on my own cars, and I've also tested it on people who say, "Oh, my car is the fastest," blah blah, and no one will ever beat me. And I kind of slip it in my pocket. I'm like, "Oh, let's go for a ride with them." And when we get out of the car, I check my phone, and I'm like, "Oh, well, your 60 to 130 was this. This car will definitely wax you 60 to 130." So, yeah, it's kind of cool. It's kind of more like a truth thing. So, yeah. Oh, right. 40% of the dollars ever in existence were added to Fed Treasury. Yep, I have seen that, and it's crazy. And I wish I got more money. I don't know what to say about that. I wish I got a pay raise because of that. ZO6 aside, you see yourself buying a car from them again in the future? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess. The ZR1, I mean, it really depends, right? I mean, like, so far, my experience with them has not been, like, where I am on the list is not the best, obviously, but when I was there, they were very nice to me, and I understand where I was on the list. Do I think they might have messed up on this one? Yes, but I also think they're smart enough to probably learn from their mistakes, so I don't think they're going to do it again. So yeah, I probably would not buy another car from them. Yeah, it would have to be a Corvette though. I mean, obviously. I have yet to get an email from Ciocca. My bank wired the money the next day. Oh boy, the next day. Oof, sorry. I'm very interested to see where you are on the list though. I really want to know, so let me know. Have you heard what other dealerships are doing with their allocations? Yes. So I've heard that dealerships are one, not even letting people order cars. They are saying we're going to get what we see fit, and if you want a Z06, we will sell it to you when it comes in. So yeah, there's that. There's also dealerships saying we'll sell you a car 75 grand over MSRP, and you can order it how you want it. They're saying 50 grand over MSRP, 25 grand over MSRP, and there's dealerships like Rick Conti Corvette. His dealership that is doing like a auction where you're bidding for the allocations, which is ridiculous. But yeah, and then you have dealerships that are selling it at MSRP. So honestly, dealerships are doing a lot, and they can do whatever they want. Obviously, it's their car, and they make the final decision. Whether it's right or not, that's what they have to deal with, and that's what we'd have to decide. But honestly, with everyone paying over, if people were like, you know what, I'm not paying over for this car, and they just didn't, then no one would sell it over MSRP. You see what I'm saying? But the fact that everyone wants this car, they're willing to pay over, is going to make everyone do that. Wow. Next Vet is 0, when that's coming out, and when is ZR1 coming out? Next vet could possibly be the E-Ray. I've heard of the E-Ray, and then I guess the E-Ray is supposed to be like the Grand Sport model. And they're gonna have a ZR1 and Zora. Not sure when they're supposed to come out. I would predict the next C8 to come out after the ZO6 is probably gonna be in 3 years or so, 3 or 4 years, I think. Do you think E-Ray is gonna be any good? Does Chevy have much experience with EV? Chevy has experience with EV, just not in the performance area. Until they're making it this Hummer, but it's not like a fast car. It's gonna be more off-roading, SUV kind of deal. But yeah, I think they'll be fine with it. I just don't think I wouldn't call it a Corvette anymore. That's like, for me, it's like Mustang, like Ford calling the Mustang Mach-E a Mustang. You shouldn't have done that. The only one that really makes sense to me is the Lightning. Like, Lightning Electric makes sense, but the Mustang Mach-E doesn't make sense. So I don't think you should call it E-Ray. Like, you should call it an E-Ray, not a Corvette. If that makes sense to everybody else, makes sense to me. So, and I just got here. I think I'll watch the stream. Good luck. It's like an hour and some, hour and a half now, or 2 hours, over 2 hours now. So, yeah, I'm in the 700th on the list. Is that a good spot? Yes, that's a great spot. You are less than half the. I'm over double what you are on the list. So, think about that. You're going to get your car in half the time I am. So, yeah, I would say it's a good spot. Of course, I know it's the same reason you wanted 2 cars to flip one. That's great American business. That's what happened when you're in a product and hitting the marketplace. Well, we weren't going to flip one, but thanks for calling me smart if I was going to. We really weren't. Rick Conti, though, thought we were, but we weren't. I wanted one and the wife wanted one. And that's just how it is. We kind of wanted to be like his and hers Corvettes, and it would be cool to have his and her Corvette Z06s. But it didn't work out, so it is what it is. And who knows, maybe my Z06 will come in from this dealership, and then we'll give her one from another dealership. But yeah, we'll see. Other dealerships are just marking up instead of giving folks an opportunity to get it at SOP. Yes, they are. It's ridiculous. I saw your video. It seems like you were around 600, and they bumped you to 1,500. Yeah, so I was 61 and 62 in the list there in person, and I found out that and my timestamp was 12:20. Both of us 12:20 on the dot, and we're over 1,500. So yeah, it's 15:17, and you were 15:33. So doesn't make any sense. I guarantee there will be dealerships out in Oklahoma that will be. Yep, probably. But yeah, like exactly. So like the next comment, those dealerships are going to be bought out, or other dealerships are going to buy the car from them for like 50 grand over and sell them for 100 grand over probably. Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. Okay, I've seen many videos where they did 2.7, 2.8, 0-60 in a car timer, so C8 can do 2.7 on street and street tires. Corvette forum people said no one did 2.8 0-60. Take everything you see with a grain of salt, or whatever thing you read. I will post the videos when my car comes in with the C8 Corvette 0-60, both in car timer and draggy, and they will be raw under the clips of it. But people will say that they don't want that. There's no way it's possible, and blah blah. You also got to remember it all based on your DA, how hot it is outside, humidity, like everything matters to get the best 0-60 times. So it all depends. Like obviously, someone in Colorado is not going to do it because 0-60 is someone from Florida. So one dealer had me sign that I won't flip it. How will they know if I flip it later? Did they put something in the title or just a scare tactic? Scare tactic, 100%. Scare tactic unless they make you get financing from that dealership, which is not going to happen. Most single dealerships do not finance the car to someone, and at that point they would have to finance it to you, and then they'd be like, oh, we see you're selling it within this much time, blah blah. Like that would have to be that kind of contract. But Aventador to 2.70 60 from 20, then again it's 400K or so. Yes, but that's an Aventador from 2014. Technology now is way better, and Aventadors are also all-wheel drive, and they're really not that fast. But they all have a lot of horsepower. They have 700, I think, horsepower. Scare tactic. Once you have the title, you can do whatever you want. Yeah, if you buy the car cash, no one can tell you what to do with it. Launch control in my 2021 Z51 Vet PDR 2.65 seconds all day long. There you go, right there. I really want to compare that to a Draggy and see how it is, but we'll see. All right, can I get some last minute likes before I get off here on the video? If you haven't liked the video, make sure you like it. If you haven't checked out my previous videos, go check them out. Even if you guys want to see other content other than C8, I just posted my Supra video of me racing it at Pocono Raceway, the NASCAR track. So I will be doing another live stream next Friday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So same time this one started. We'll do them every Friday. And I will also be posting videos every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you guys check them out every week. Thank you so much. If you guys have more questions, you can always DM them to me. Follow me on Instagram at dadbodseason610. Or just send them to me or come to the next live stream and I'll answer them then. And I'll have more information because this news is happening every week and we're getting all more information basically every day. So thank you all for watching. If you did, make sure you smash that like button. Definitely subscribe. Tell anyone and everyone you know to hop on the Dad Bod Season train. Join the Dad Bod Season family. And I will see you all next time. Have a good night, guys.